Hello and welcome to the fourth tutorial for Sound Sorcerer. In this tutorial we're going to be talking about sequencers. Let's start off by making a really simple song. We're going to start off with hot cross buns. So I'm just going to hook up a sine wave to the output, hook up a melody to that. Then I'm going to plug in our song. Style nice, length 0.5, and the notes are B, A, G, and then R for rest, and then the same thing again, B, A, G, R for rest. Switch to length 0.25, A, B, 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 and then back to half note, length 0.5, B, A, G, R. So let's listen to that. That was hot cross buns. Okay, so you might notice from the notes that there's a section that repeats three out of the four measures, and that's the B, A, G, R. Da, da, da. So what we're going to do is use a sequencer to kind of factor that out. So under notes, grab a sequencer, hook that up to the sine wave, get rid of that melody note. You can select it and just press delete. Let's make a new guy. Under notes, grab a melody, hook it up to the sequencer, and this guy is going to be that main pattern. So we type style nice, length 0.5, B, A, G, R. Okay, so that there's that main thing that happens 3 times in the song. So let's plug that into the sequencer again. So what that means, how sequencers work, is they play their inputs from the top to the bottom, and when they're done, they go back up to the top. So what this does is it says to play B, A, G, B, A, G, and then it'll get to the third one, which we haven't plugged in yet. So let's make another melody node, plug it in, and for this one, style nice, length 0.25, A, B, 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 B. So that's the third part, and then the fourth part is where the B, A, G rest part happens again. So we're just going to grab that and plug that in. Okay, so going from checking out the sequencer, looking at the inputs, we play the top melody node once, then we play it again, then we play the bottom one, and then we play the top one. So let's hear what that sounds like. Totally worked. Pretty cool, huh? So this way, if you're making a song that has a lot of repetitive parts, like just kind of like a bass line or a common theme or something to it, you can put it through a sequencer and not just have to make a big long string in your melody node. One neat thing about Sound Sorcerer is it shows you which ones are currently active. It'll show that by lighting them up and making them yellow. So watch these things right here as the song plays. You can see that they're lighting up to show you where their source data is coming from. Okay, next thing, if you click on a melody node, you'll notice that there's something that we've been ignoring up to this point, and that's the repeat count. What that does is says how many times to repeat this note sequence. So for instance, let's cut this down a little bit, back to just this. So what you can do is come here in the top melody node, change that repeat count to 2, and then let's hear what that sounds like. Cool. So as you saw, it repeated that melody twice before moving on to the next one in the sequence. So that's what repeat count is for. Something neat about sequencers is when you click on them, they'll show you right here how long all of their inputs are. So one cycle for this guy is 6 seconds currently. And that's playing this guy once, which is 4 seconds, and this guy once, which is 2 seconds. Oh, and something else neat on the melody node is watch what happens the time when I change the repeat count. It updates to show you, hey, this is a 2 second or a 4 second thing, so you'll know. And yeah, like I said, the sequencer shows you that too. Okay, and then the last kind of useful thing for sequencing and knowing the timing of things is this little counter here in the right, lower right part of the screen. Check this out. Watch what it does as we play. It counts up so you know the current time. So if you have a really complicated script and something goes wrong or just sounds funky or maybe something you like, you can look at the time down here and be like, oh, that was at 15 seconds. So you'll be able to investigate it or at least know when to expect it again. It also helps when you want to save as a WAV file, knowing how long that you actually want to save for. And other uses, obviously. It's good to know what time it is when you're playing your things. Okay. Another cool thing about sequencers is you can nest them. I'm going to show you that right now. Open up Echo. So as we can see, this is pretty crazy. We have a bunch of melodies feeding into some sequencers, which is feeding into another sequencer, various waveforms going through the mixer, a delay, and then the output. But because these sequencers are nested, like for this first input, you can see that its first input is a sequencer. So what it'll do is this sequencer will go this melody node, that melody node, that melody node, and only then will this sequencer move on to its next input. So you can kind of get a sense of what that's like. Check this out. And again, you can see which ones are lit up so you know where your input's coming from, which is really helpful for complicated scripts. We'll just let this one go till it goes to the other one. There you go, you see it went to the next place. And there you have it. And that's about it. Oh, I'll leave you with one more thing. This guy uses a sequencer too, one of my favorites. I put him on the front page. Check it out. And there you go. One neat thing about this sample here is we have a flange on it. And what's cool is you can make this flange or other effects that take in kind of LFOs, you can make them run at strange frequencies so that they don't line up with your melody changes. And that's a good way to kind of get more bang for your buck out of your melodies because it'll sound different by going through the filter without you actually having to make unique melodies. Well, I think that's all for sequencers for now. See you next time.